Hi, everybody. Welcome into Tuned Into NoCo. I'm Ashlee, and today I get to speak with the director of the Black African American Cultural Center at Colorado State University, Duan Ruff, and the retired director of CU Boulder, Valerie Embry. These incredible individuals are part of the Juneteenth committee that is set to have a 3-day celebration. So they're here to give us the down low of what we can expect. First off, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. For our listeners who may not know, can you guys give them an idea of what you do and what your organization is all about?
Yes, we are part of the Juneteenth, the Fort Collins Juneteenth committee for this year, and we're putting together a 3-day festival to celebrate Juneteenth in this area in the region, and we have a very exciting lineup to include people of all ages, all cultures, and we're really looking forward to a fantastic event.
For sure. Now, when and where is this happening?
So it's going to be all weekend. So we have a all weekend on Juneteenth weekend, a few different places. Boys and Girls Club, there's a teen night on Friday. And also on Friday, there's opening night performances at the mall. Then Saturday, we'll be at the Foothills Mall as well for a full day of activities. And then Sunday, we'll be at Roland Moore Park for a full day of activities. So it's going to be a fun weekend. We'll be all over the place.
Oh, that's awesome. Do people have to RSVP for this event?
There's a few things. So I'm part of the wellness committee as in part of the Juneteenth committee that Peaches mentioned. And with that committee, we have a few things that we've decided that need some RSVPs. So we're doing a family bike ride on Saturday morning, and that's going to require RSVPs and a sign-up sheet, but that's it.
Okay.
And then we're partnering with the Fort Collins 5K, which is happening that Sunday morning. So there's reservations that need to be made for that. Reserve your spot, pay your fee. We've locked in a cost for that as well. So we aren't going with the escalating price that happens with running races. Typically, the later you sign up, the more money it is, which is kind of backwards. So, and then there's 3-on-3 basketball tournament on Sunday. So we're going to try to get that New York Rucker Park feel and,
awesome.
Just for some 3-on-3 basketball out there. So that'll require signups. But that's about all I see. Peaches, you think of anything else we need RSVPs for?
No, not really. I think everything else is just come and enjoy.
So for people who'd like to RSVP, is there a website that they should go to or phone number that they can call?
Yes, there's the website, which is ftcollins.youtube.com, and people can go on there and just click on for details and go right ahead and sign up.
Perfect. You guys heard that. Make sure you sign up and go to this event. Sounds like you guys have a lot of activities planned. Sounds super fun. Kind of switching gears here a little bit. Valerie and Duan, can you guys give our listeners an idea of how you got involved in this? What's your background?
Well, I have been involved in other Juneteenth celebrations from before, and they had been, of course, smaller events. But sometimes they had been a week of events, but hosted by different Black businesses in the Fort Collins area. And Rita Besser had sponsored many events, and they were not as widespread. This year, we have many sponsors. We have CSU involved. We have the city of Fort Collins involved. We have a lot of our larger businesses involved. And when someone asked me to be involved, I, of course, said yes. I was just so excited that we had so many fantastic sponsors and we would be reaching such a large audience and looking at just bringing the whole city in and getting so many people involved and getting the word out and so many people to participate in such a large part of U.S. history.
For sure. Well, that's amazing. Really cool. What about you, Duan?
Well, I came into this position. I'm the director of the Black African American Cultural Center here at CSU. And that was really made this an easy ask for the former director, Bridget Johnson, who is spearheading the committee, to say, hey, Duan, you want to be a part of this committee to plan Juneteenth in Fort Collins? I jumped in with 2 feet. And it's so crazy because very much, as Valerie said, I'm looking at this committee and I don't know if in Fort Collins, I've been here as an undergrad, I've been here as a community member working here. I don't know if I've ever been part of an all-Black planning committee planning an event like this in Fort Collins. And they don't all work for CSU. So there's a lot of phenomenal people that I'm getting to know, including Valerie, and getting to work with and see on a regular basis, and being able to bring that to the community. That hooked me from jump, right?
For sure.
And now we get a chance to bring some of this information, education, celebration, all of that to Fort Collins. I was all in.
If you guys could both summarize the event in a couple of sentences for our listeners, especially like our younger listeners who may not necessarily know what Juneteenth is all about, what would you tell them?
Duan, you want to go ahead and give your...
Oh, okay. I would say, Juneteenth, it's interesting that it's become a holiday now. And I think the temptation is going to be for it to get glamorized and for it to become capitalistic in nature, right? As far as why we do it, what we do for it. So I think the first thing that I would say is to tell people, number one, especially younger folks, Juneteenth is a celebration of freedom. It's a commemorative celebration of freedom. And it's important to do that and acknowledge that so that we understand our history so that we don't repeat it.
Absolutely.
That's a hard time for people. So in 2 sentences, that's what I would say. It's a symbolic holiday that represents freedom and represents a change to new times and an end to some of the old ways. And hopefully we can recapture some of that and end some of the racism that we still experience to this day. Absolutely.
Valerie, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I think that it's actually celebrating the mental journey to freedom. We looked at the Emancipation Proclamation itself was not enough. It was a partial emancipation, as it only pertained to those rebellious states and were the cooperating states or that were on one side weren't obligated to end slavery. It was more of a tactic. And then later on, it became that those states, some voluntary, some by vote or whatever, had released their slaves. And then we had the neo-slavery, as was depicted through the Wall Street Journal, that went by vagrancy. People, Black men mostly, were arrested for vagrancy and then sold into slavery by someone who actually paid their labor, their jail costs, and enslaved them to work for them. And that went on for another 80 years. So I look at it as Juneteenth, looking at commemorating and actually making people aware of that mental slavery and a journal and our collective journey to get past that and work past that.
Definitely. Thank you for that. And this commemoration is happening June 19th, but it's all weekend, you guys said. So it's happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
And 17th, 18th, and 19th.
Perfect. And what time does the celebration begin?
On Friday, we're starting off around 7. We're starting off at 5:30 with some activities and highlighted by Soul School performing. And also we're looking at, that would be at the mall. And then we'll also having the Boys and Girls Club um, at the North Boys and Girls Club, that teen night activity. And then on Saturday, we're starting actually early. Duane, you know what time we're starting then?
Yeah, so we starting at 7 a.m. with the bike workshop. So people who need their bike fixed with easy fixes, things like that, can come by from 7 to 8 in the morning and get that done. Then 8:15, we're going to start a bike ride. So it's and this is 12-mile bike ride, but on a bike that's only like 30 minutes, right? So it's actually a pretty easy ride. We'll be on the trails and then we'll come right back. Then we get into, so the morning is pretty much a lot of movement, which kind of mimics what a lot of people do in their lives, right? You get up, you work out, then you get to the rest of your day. So we'll have some yoga that happens after that bike ride on the main stage, and then we'll have Afro beats, which is kind of like dancing, like fitness dancing, right?
Cool.
So we'll do that. And I know there's a much better explanation than what I just gave for what Afro beat is. So. And then we jump right back into some performances, right, Valerie?
Right. We'll be having Fale African drum and dance group performing, and probably getting some folks out of the audience to get going with that a little bit. We'll be having a little dance party stuff with people getting up, reminiscing about those 70s and 80s dances. And then we'll be having some journeys through the blues from the 20s through the 50s. And
cool.
Getting people familiar with what was going on back then. We'll be having Boss Ego perform. We'll be having Julia Kirkwood do her thing and performing. We'll have Elmer Funk performing with a special guest. Hugh Reagan will be bringing his trumpet in and performing with Elmer Funk. And then we'll have Kid Astronaut anchoring the evening. So I'm going to have a lot of great music going on.
Seriously, wow. That sounds like a blast.
If that wasn't enough, Ashlee, we still got more on Saturday.
No way. So what's happening?
So in the mall, in the actual mall, let's say you like, all right, I need a break from listening to music, right? There will be vendors. You can walk the vendor space. So we'll have vendors around who are, a lot of them Black owned. If not, they're folks who are in the community that decided they want to be a part of this event. And so then you go inside the mall, you can do painting with a twist. So that's going to be happening in one of the spaces in the mall. And then I don't know if you knew, Ashlee, did you know there's a rec center that's attached to the mall here?
No, I had no idea.
Right. We all found this out when we were trying to plan this thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to have open gym for basketball and open gym for volleyball.
Oh,
so
cool.
We have a 2-hour slot for each of those that's happening right there in the mall too. So all in one little area, you can ride a bike, do yoga, dance. Then you can listen to music from the 50s, 60s, all the way on up.
That's
and
amazing.
You can paint, and you can play basketball and volleyball.
So a little bit of everything.
And that's not all. They have quilting. They're going to be putting together a commemorative quilt. So they have some professional quilters helping out with that.
Cool.
And we have something for the kids. Dan Trainer from the Colorado Blues Society is going to give a children's harmonica workshop from 12:30 to 1:30.
Wow.
So all the kids will have a commemorative harmonica to work with and do that.
How fun is that? That's awesome.
And we'll have Saja Butler doing a presentation and performance on the banjo, which originated in Africa. So she'll be doing that as well in the rec center. They're putting on that presentation. So a whole lot going on.
That's
and some
so
other things
amazing.
for the kids as well. So
that is so cool. So you guys have been super busy planning this, huh? Got a lot going on. That's so awesome. So
I think we started planning back in September, October of last year.
Yeah.
I feel like it was. Yeah. So it's a long time.
Yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
a lot for any age, every age. There's just all over the mall. It's like a giant street party going in and outside of the mall.
Yes, that sounds super fun. So you guys heard that. Definitely check this Juneteenth celebration out, happening June 17th, 18th, and 19th. Valerie and Duan, thank you for taking the time to speak with me today. Is there anything else you'd like our listeners to know?
Also, Sunday at Roland Moore Park. Come by. There's going to be a Father's Day tribute. There's going to be a Northern Colorado Gospel Collective doing some gospel music there. Some fun, impromptu Father's Day games and competitions. The basketball tournament, 3-on-3. A lot of activities there too. So we'll be there ready for the fun and ready to greet everybody.
And we start the morning with the Father's Day 5K. So if you want to run with the family, get out there and run, walk, whatever you do. The 5K is always open for whatever we want to do. So Sunday starts early morning. That's at the mall too. So the last thing we do at the mall is that Father's Day 5K. And we'll do a little bit of yoga afterwards because I'll teach about 10 minutes of restorative recovery yoga after that for Father's Day 5K. So
cool.
There's going to be a lot of good stuff. This is a good weekend. And, we didn't say there's food trucks. So we got some soul food.
That's awesome.
A guy named Mr. Munchies. He's got that.
Yeah.
We got I think Project Pizza, I think is another food truck that's coming out. Smoke is a restaurant that's in the mall that does barbecue. If you haven't had them, they're delicious, especially
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yes.
So there's just so much. It's going to be such a rich, awesome weekend. Can't wait.
Well, guys, you heard it. Definitely check out this 3-day Juneteenth celebration happening here in Fort Collins. There's a little bit of everything at this event. So whatever you're into, you're going to find something you love there. If you'd like more information, you can head to their website at ftcollins.youtube.com.